guys, it is Erin or Gimme Yarn 418, and this is Thank God It's Finished. I didn't record last week, and I really wasn't going to record this week. It's just been a lot going on, personally. Nothing major, just a few things in our personal lives that we've had to deal with. So, I decided to record really quick and show you what I've been working on because there's a lot. We will start with finished objects. I did finish the peppermint throws and sent those off to their recipients, and I will insert a picture of those here. They were a lot of fun to crochet. They were even kind of fun to put together. I did have a lot of errors as I went along and ripping back, but that's okay. The next thing I finished is Dandy Sir Cephalopod. I knit this out of Vanna's Choice. Oh no, that's supposed to be there. I think he's really cute. I did not end up knitting the hat. I picked this hat up at Hobby Lobby. And this is for a friend of mine. And, oh, I don't know where that is. I finished the Dragonflies hat. I don't know where it is, but I will insert a picture of that here. So I knit that out of Lion Brand. It's like their premium collection. I think they call it LB collection. It's a superwash merino. It was I don't know if it was a sport or a DK, but it came out really nice. I really like it. The pattern's very well written. Next, Margaret had knit a hat and put out a call for somebody to knit it to see how it went for them. I did a few things. I increased it to an adult size. I used worsted weight yarn. I think that's about it. Oh, and I used the baby chart on the adult hat. So here's mine. It's the first time I did duplicate stitch. I'm fairly pleased with it. And this one came out big for me. See, it fits over my ponytail. So this will be donated to my the hat drive I am facilitating. I guess that's the way to say it. Next was a pay for pattern on Ravelry. It's another sheep hat. It's called I Love My Sheep, and I called it Here Sheepy Sheepy. I knit this out of, well, the other sheep hat was knit out of Vanna's Choice and some scraps. This is knit out of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Superwash. I am going to knit this one again, but I would use a heavier weight superwash, a heavier weight worsted yarn. But it did came out nice. I really like it. And it's a pay-for pattern, but it's really simple. So this would be perfectly fine for a first color work project, I would think. The next thing I finished, I didn't bring it in here. The next thing I finished was my TGV shawl out of Cascade Heritage Sock hand paints. It hasn't been blocked yet, but I love it. I think it's beautiful. This is going to be a gift for someone. Not sure who yet, and this yarn was given to me by the wonderful Lorna. So thank you, Lorna. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I apologize if you can hear the dogs in the background, but it's just the way it is. A couple weeks ago, I attempted to dye up some orange yarn. It didn't go so well, so that I have this skein of worsted weight yarn. I'm pretty sure it's wool, superwash wool. And I'm contemplating putting this in my Etsy shop if anybody is interested in it. I crocheted from Plain Hooky Designs a Shockwave beanie out of the Lion Brand Heartland yarn that I bought, and I like it. I have a ponytail in, but Kristen said this hat looks good on me. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's a fun hat. Very reminiscent of the brainwave beanie. And then I went a little Ziggy crazy. I made this Ziggy. This was out of scrap. This is out of I Love This Yarn Neons that Zelda sent me a while ago. Then I made it the same thing in white, which I like. And then Christian said that it could be done reminiscent of the Mac Apple. So I made another one. Did I just see a tail? And the stripes go in the order of the Apple Computer logo. This is purple. It's coming up blue on the screen. Doo-doo-doo. And the last thing I finished this week, well, last week actually, was this dress, which I made for my niece, Sadie, for her first birthday. This is flannel left over from when I made all the things for the nursery. And this is, I think I made this 12-month size. And I had some leftover binding from a quilt, and I thought it came out really cute. That was a paid-for pattern on Craftsy. If you're interested in that, let me know in the comments, and I will put that up. What am I working on? The first thing, well, first things first, the Maxwell stocking has been put on hold. I'm a little bit Christmased out for now. But as long as I have it done by the day after Thanksgiving, I'll be fine. I am working on my Emily sweater, which I don't think there's been I think there has been progress since you've seen it, but I haven't worked on it this week. I've separated for the sleeves and began working on the body. Several more inches of that to go, but I love the color. It's pretty simple, but I do like it. The other thing I started is a fail. I decided to work on the Boo Crew and started with the candy corn. And just as I was about to start the arms and legs, I realized it's supposed to be yellow, orange, white. And that took all the wind out of my sails on that project, so this has been shoved in a corner since I realized that. I don't know if I'm going to make his legs or if I'm going to start over. My final work in progress, I don't think you've seen before, is a knit along for my LYS. It is called the Rivington Cowl. It was a kit, and then you got a code to download the pattern. It's not a great picture because it's in black and white, but I'm on the last row before you start the edging, and I love it. This is knit out of Dream in Color yarn, which I had never used before. I don't know if yes it is. Dream in Color Jilly in Chelsea's Poise. It is a 100% superwash merino yarn. There's that. And like I said, my LYS is having a knit along. And here it is so far. I'm making the large size. And it's a lot of fun, and I think it's beautiful. I'm not a big cowl person myself, so I may or may not be keeping this for myself. I'm not sure yet. And that's all my whips. So I have 2 active whips, one that is in total timeout, which is the Boo Crew, and the stocking, which is just on hold for a little while. Next up, I need to make a turkey hat. Excuse me. I need to crochet an Olaf-inspired amigurumi, and I would like to crochet this other amigurumi called Lupo, and then hats. Something in my mouth. This is the next yarn I want to use for a hat, but I just can't decide on a pattern. Maybe if you have suggestions down below. I don't want to do just a plain hat, but I don't want it overly patterned. Because I do believe this is going to stripe. What's new? The list is astronomically long. First things first, I got a surprise package from Terry Snowy 44, and inside it just said surprise. And she sent me 2 skeins of ambrosia, which is 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk, 10% cashmere. It's really beautiful. It's a red color. How many yards is this? 137 yards. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with this yet. Yeah, those are really pretty. Oh, there's my note right there. Yeah, it says, surprise. And let me tell you, after the week I've had, I needed the surprise. The next thing that I purchased was this. I purchased this about a week ago. I've just been waiting for it to come in. It is it's a Design Works, and it's called, I can't remember what it said online what it was called. Handcrafted. It says it right in the top corner there. And it's all crafty cross stitches. And this is going to be, with one other thing, my project for 2015. I may start before that. I actually also worked on my crochet cross stitch, and I'm almost done with that one. So I'll show that next time. The next thing that's new is I picked up some Aida and a whole bunch of DMC floss for, I'm going to be also cross-stitching end of 2014 and 2015 the Frosted Pumpkin Woodland Sampler. So I got that. I went to a thrift store, which I never ever do, and I found this, Dewey's so helpful today, this skein of Barocco Comfort Sock in a gray color, and it's a full skein, and at my LYS I think this is, I don't know how much it is, but at this thrift store it was $2.75. And then I found two skeins of this. This is a full skein. I weighed it when I got home. Regia 4-color. And again, it was $2.75. I've already given the other skein away to my knitting friend here in town. When I was at the LYS today, I bought both of them because I thought she'd like it. So I got those. From Blitsy, I picked up a couple quilting patterns that use 2.5-inch squares. And I don't know if I've told you this, but I've been cutting my scraps into 5-inch squares. So I'm sure I could adapt this for 5-inch squares. Today at my LYS, I picked up, these were special ordered for me. These are the 16-inch special interchangeable needles. So they're shorter tips. So this is primarily for knitting hats, but I'm going to use, I can use the tips as extras. One is occupied. I got this skein of Lion Brand Heartland yesterday at Joann's. It's in the color Everglades because Kristen would like a Shockwave hat with the green where the pink is. I think that would look nice. I also found some Caron Simply Soft Party, and I don't know how much this is normally, but this was on clearance for $1.97, and considering I've never even seen it in my store, I got one skein of Royal Sparkle. Is that what it says? Yep, Royal Sparkle. One skein of Fuchsia Sparkle. And 2 skeins of Snow Sparkle. So I was excited about those. Today at my LYS, they were having a sidewalk sale and I went to help out. So I did pick up a very few things. The yarn was, the majority of it was ruffle yarn, which I will never ever purchase again because it's just not my thing. Excuse me. I like the finished objects, but I don't like working with it. So the deal was all the skeins were $3, which is really low, and if you bought 4, you got the 5th one free. I looked at the price tags, and the yarn that was on the special ranged anywhere in price from $8 to $30 original. So I picked up this Ella Rae Classic Marls, which I've used before for felting. So I got, these are just color numbers. This is 100% wool, 219 yards. This one is color 606. This is color 602. I've used this color for my slippers. And this is color 609. And my hope is to attempt some felted mittens with a ribbed cuff. I also picked up 2 skeins in color, I don't know what color. I don't know. This is Sublime Lustrous Extra Fine Merino DK. And it's machine washable on the wool cycle. I'm trying to see the 67% extra fine merino, 33% nylon. So I got this color, which is a pink. It's more pink than it's showing. It's a pinky purple. And I got 2 skeins of this color, which is like it's like a purpley gray, and I was going to use them together to make something. I thought those would look nice. And that was $24. So I didn't think that was a bad price. And I have plans, quasi plans for them, so that's good. I think that's all I bought. A lot of new stuff. I did post the winners of the Christmas in July Knit and Crochet Along on Ravelry, so go check that out there. I've heard from 2, I haven't heard from the 3rd. We also have a hat along going on until October 31st. All the details are posted in the Ravelry group. I am facilitating a charity hat, mitten, and scarf drive for the Haven here in Vermont. They're in desperate need of hats, mittens, and scarves for people of all ages, but especially children. So if you want to participate in that, I have put my address right in the message board post in the Ravelry group because it's a post office box, so I felt fairly secure with that, and yeah. And last but not least, I did enter some things in the Tunbridge Fair in Tunbridge, Vermont, which is called the Tunbridge World's Fair. It's one of the oldest fairs in the country, I believe. It's a big fair. I dropped my things off on Wednesday, had to pre-register and everything, and I picked them up on Monday. It's really rainy, overcast here right now, and cold. It's really cold. So I'm not going over to the fair. It's a good distance away. It's about an hour drive. So I will update you on that when I have that back. And I entered the green dress because I'm really still upset about that green dress. But I need to let it go. Let it go. Okay. That's all I have. I've rambled on for what looks like 20-25 minutes here. I hope you are all doing great. And if I can, I will record next week. And if not, I will record as soon as possible. So, like I said, I hope you're all doing well, and I'll talk to you soon.